Things you didn't know about Breath of the Wild, still running strong. Since you all enjoyed the musical secrets of Breath of the Wild last time, we'll dive a little bit more into the music again. So it's time to crank up that audio. If you continue to enjoy this series, let us know with a like. Alright, here we go. Hajime Wakai, the sound designer for Breath of the Wild, had a tough time initially realizing the music of the game, specifically the Overworld music. One of the first things he tried out was Twilight Princess's Hyrule Field theme as you were exploring. But because of the different tone of Breath of the Wild, he felt like this was too intense for players. In a quote, he said the music would be all stirring and dramatic, but then the player would think, hold on a minute, all I did was throw away a mushroom. He also considered several different instruments during his testing before finally deciding on the piano. But one thing he considered before that decision that was a little bit weird was the dulcimer. I don't know about that, Chief. A commenter in the last video noted that with this quest with Tumbo, the Zora kid, you give him 5 hot-footed frogs, which he uses to sell while his mom is away. When you give him the frogs, in every language he counts like normal, 1 through 5. But in German specifically, he counts them in Solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol. Sounds like the German translators understood Nintendo's Easter egg a little bit better. Another pointed out that in the Zora domain, some Zora NPCs are based on things that are used in sheet music, such as Baz for bass clef, Trello for treble clef, clef for referring to clefs in general, key referring to key and key signatures, and la flat referring to the flat symbol to lower a note's pitch. Have you heard these sounds before? They might sound vaguely familiar because these are sounds that play in direct response to you landing an attack on an enemy. First, the main combat theme is split into 3 parts, roughly 30 seconds each. The first intro part sounds like this, and is titled Field Battle Easy. When striking an enemy, it will react and use these audio files labeled as easy using these subtle notes. When it transitions to this section, this is called Field Battle Middle. And hits on an enemy now will react with 2 or 3 note piano trills. Then it will transition into this grand section called Field Battle Hard. And will react with more recognizable clacks, hoots, and cymbals. Now that you know, let's hear it in action in an example. Now that you know, you can't unhear it. This also happens when you're up against a Guardian Stalker, so listen carefully the next time you're up against one. Did you know that the Gerudo guards are organized by rank with the color that they wear? Blue are the lowest ranked squads, green are higher ranked squads, and red denotes the squad leader and captain of them all, Teak. Blue guards are seen virtually everywhere, but you can see higher rank green guards protect more high value targets, such as the important Northern Ice House and Buliara of course protecting Riju. This is a pretty old secret that some players still haven't caught, but if you listen closely to the ambient music of each divine beast, you can actually hear a strange secret message. Did you hear it? It goes a little bit something like this. This is actually real Morse code, spelling out SOS, or a cry for help. Funny thing is, in stereo audio, this message only plays in one ear. The right side for the boys, Daruk and Rivali, and only on the left side for the girls, Mipha and Urbosa. This is likely a message left by the 4 champions before they died to Calamity Ganon, which makes this music all the more eerie every time you listen to it. Additionally, there's a second message playing in the opposite ear. Fans speculate is spelled SAD, which is short for search and destroy, but from my personal research it's clearly not this message. There's an article I'll link below listing all the possibilities of what this message could mean, but it's something we may never know. Everyone's seen a snowball, and they're usually around in situations where they roll down a hill until they break or are too heavy and can't be pushed anymore. But by using magnesis on certain equipment to push the snowball even more, you can create a snowball to its maximum size. There are so many hidden references to past Zelda music behind Breath of the Wild soundtrack that they would consume an entire video or two to cover individually. But some of my personal favorite ones are behind the Temple of Time's theme, and Ocarina of Time's house theme hidden behind Pondo and Selmie's cabin music. There are countless other examples of this kind of secret hidden within the music. Hyrule Castle's music has multiple secrets built in as well, but my favorite one is its most frightening. Let's first hear a link to the past original sound effects for being low on health. And now here's the interior Hyrule Castle theme. You might hear something similar. You can hear it simulating a heartbeat on the organ behind Zelda's lullaby. But what's more sinister is what happens next. The heartbeat speeds up, then flatlines. This chilling secret is likely pointing to Zelda being on her last legs, holding Calamity Ganon back alone. Guardians have a hidden rule you might have accidentally run into. If you hide around a corner and they lose track of you, sneaking up on them and hitting them will trigger them to fire by reflex to where they saw you last. It's not super practical, but by them putting an enemy in that line of sight, this will let Link use the Guardian like a stationary machine gun turret. And boy does it hurt. Did you know that you can play catch with a Lizalfos? They often throw their weapon at Link as a last resort tactic when they're lower on HP. And if you pick up the weapon off the ground fast enough, they'll wait for you to toss it back at them. Take the day off, play some catch with your Lizalfos son. One secret that's much harder to spot is in Kakariko Village's theme. There's one extremely subtle nod to the original Kakariko theme song hidden in the notes you probably missed. Hajime Wakai said that the secret wasn't found by players initially, and he had to hint at us to find it during an interview. Didn't hear it? Well, here's some background notes to help point them out. It's the latter half of the beginning part of the original Kakariko theme song, using a glockenspiel. What's more interesting though is this is a second, subtle nod to Ocarina of Time's version, where there's a glockenspiel used in that song as well. What was your favorite thing you learned this time? Let us know in the comments below. We also still have an ongoing playlist with all the latest Breath of the Wild content still coming, so keep it here on GameSpot.